Hey everyone, welcome back to A Wedding Away. This is episode 2 and this is my destination wedding planning series. My name is Jaleesa Scotton and typically I do fitness and health vlogs, teaching people how to live a healthy lifestyle, but I am in the season of engagement right now and I'm planning my wedding. So, our wedding, I'm sorry I keep saying my wedding. I wanted to share everything that I'm learning with you all because I have not found too many resources about destination wedding planning, even on YouTube, which is crazy because there are so many destination wedding videos, you know, and there's like no resources about like the actual process of planning. So I wanted to share everything that I'm learning with you all, so I hope that you enjoy. If you know anyone out there who is thinking about having a destination wedding or in the process of planning one, point them to my videos. I hope that I help them out and they can help me out too. So leave some comments below about any questions that you have. Yeah, and let's get into this episode because this episode is all about finding the venue for you and your spouse and the budget. Before I get into things that you're gonna need to do, let me tell you something that you're not gonna do. Unless you're super good with like planning and organizing and stuff, you don't need to purchase one of these wedding binders. Like, I purchased one and I liked it. I really do. I still like it. It's cute. I got it from Barnes & Noble. I literally spent over an hour in the store looking at this. I chose this one because it was very well organized. It was affordable. However, I still have not used it, and I like that it had folders in it, but all I done was put like swatches in there. Like, I haven't done anything else with that thing. And then I purchased a bridal magazine. You don't need any of this stuff. Like, personally, I mean, what I have found is that by having a destination wedding, at least if you're in America, I'm in America, so I'm speaking off of that. So I have found that everything that you're gonna do is online. Like, everything that you need, you're gonna be talking with your wedding coordinator at the resort online. If you have a planner, you'll be talking with them online. You'll be, you know, having email conversations. So you don't need to do any of that stuff, y'all. Don't even waste your money. Don't waste your, I did. Don't waste your money. It's like, I've been using Pinterest to pin everything. Like, all my boards are secret, but every board that I pin, like, I organize them based off of like the groomsmen stuff, bridesmaid stuff, gown, reception, ceremony. Like, I have pinned everything under the sun on Pinterest, and that's all digital. Like, it's everything's digital, so don't even waste your money. Unless you like to print stuff out and then make a scrapbook and stuff like that, no need to. And then I purchased this little notebook, and this is just my notebook for the wedding planning. I do very well with notebooks, so this can deal with this notebook. I write down all my extra thoughts and stuff that doesn't fit into the emails, and you know, things that personally for me, like all the bridesmaid proposal gifts and the groomsmen gifts and everything like that, like all that's in here. All the initial information about the resort that I first found out is in here. Make your life easier and just don't even purchase that wedding binder. Your top resources for finding your venue are going to be the people in your life, for one. So chances are that you know someone who's had a destination wedding, or they know someone who's had a destination wedding. So you can ask them for information, and most people were more than willing to help me when it came to that, because when everybody heard that I was having a destination wedding, they were like, oh, I went to one, or oh, my friends have one, or oh, my niece, my God. You know, like, so many people have so much information about it, and they had a lot of good things to say. And so that was a plus. And then also, your top resources are going to be Google, TripAdvisor, and YouTube. Those were the top 3 resources that I used, and they were so helpful. They led me right to the resort that we wanted to go to, and yeah, it's been blissful ever since. And so the process I would do, right? I would just go on Google, type in destination weddings or top destination wedding locations, yada yada yada, and from there, like, so first we wanted to have a wedding somewhere we didn't need a passport, just in case some people in our families didn't have passports and stuff like that. So we looked at the Virgin Islands. I particularly didn't see any really resorts that I really liked in the Virgin Islands, so we kind of scrapped that idea kind of early. And then just by doing all the other research I was doing, and when I say research, like literally like a week after I got engaged, I dove right in because I realized that I wanted to have my wedding a year away. And usually when it comes to destination wedding planning, you want to let your guests know early, you know, so they can have that time to save the money, and people who are going to come, so they have time to get everything together and get their affairs in order. So, excuse me. So that's why I dove right in. Even Darren was like, Like, well, and then on top of that, I was trying to prove to him that I can be organized, because he thinks I can't be organized, but I'm like, look, I can, I just need to do it. Top 3 most affordable destinations for wedding planning, for having a wedding, if you're doing it from America, if you live in America, will be Jamaica, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. And so I looked at resorts in all those places, and I just narrowed it down based off of my criteria. So that's something else that you're gonna need to know. You're gonna need to know what you really want, what you need, and what are some things that are just like non-negotiable on your list. So for me, some non-negotiables on my list were a private ceremony for the wedding and the reception. I wanted it to be affordable for my guests and affordable for us, of course. I didn't want it to be a situation where like it's affordable for us because the guests are paying for themselves, but it's not affordable for the guests because the rooms are like $800 a night. Like I didn't want that to happen either. That's not fair. Even from people that we knew were gonna come, like you don't want your people to have to pay like come out of their pocket for super amounts of money, because it's still like a vacation, but everybody's financial situation isn't the same, and I couldn't do that. Those were like one of my non-negotiables. And then of course, great food was non-negotiable, open bar, and a fun time. That was pretty much my only criteria. I might just be like an easier bride to deal with, because I mean, I know that I couldn't, like, you have to be aware that you can't be super picky when it comes to these places, because first of all of these resorts do so many weddings. They do a lot of different weddings. They have like specific wedding like sections of the departments, I guess I should say, and that's all they do all the time. And some of them do multiple weddings per day. Well, they're not gonna customize every little different thing. Like they gotta keep it moving, you know. So our destination, I think our resort does like they don't do multiple weddings a day, but that's just something that I discovered. So yeah, you gotta really know what you want. You gotta be aware that you can't be super into every little nitty-gritty detail, because one, they're not gonna respond to you when you want them to respond to you. Like you're not gonna get a response back like within the same day. Some resorts is like a week, which when the resort responds to me in a week, I automatically nix them off the list, because I'm like, I cannot wait that long. I give them a day or two, but not a whole week. Like some resorts, they were a week, and I can't. I used Google TripAdvisor, YouTube. I found the most affordable places, and then from there I narrowed it down to those top resorts in those locations. And the top resorts, and like I said, it had to include my criteria. It had to have affordable guest rooms. It had to be accessible easily from the airport. It had to have great food, and of course be all-inclusive, of course, open bar, all that kind of stuff. And of course be able to have like a nice ceremony, like not just like a generic ceremony. So had that. And then so what kind of happened, which is kind of messed up of me, I guess, but not really, because you know, all spare level war. Another really great thing with having your wedding at a resort overseas is that they have like all the information on the website. So I printed out brochures that they have on the website, and all you have to do is just send them a simple email and list exactly all your criteria, and they'll get back to you. And they just make it super easy. They lay out all the prices, unlike a lot of places over here. All the prices are laid out, you know, from the jump, what you're getting yourself into. So that was definitely a thing that I really liked, because I didn't really want any surprises when it came to prices, you know what I'm saying? So there was that. But then what happened with how I found my planner, well, I'm sorry, how I found our planner was that, bruh, you're making too much noise. Okay, so one more thing, how I found my planner was that I contacted the place that I really thought we were gonna have our wedding at overseas. We had been in communication like back and forth, and by this time I pretty much had nixed out like a lot of the other resorts that I was in contact with, and told them like, no, it's okay. Like I did send them emails back. Like after they sent me emails to me about all the details of how they did their weddings, I emailed them back. Like I was courteous, but I was just like, nah. So this particular resort, like I got so far with them, they put me in contact with the wedding planner, and it happens to be the one that I have now. So I was talking to her, and we got in contact. She started working with me to see like exactly what I wanted, and she's US based, so that was great. And she has her own travel agency, and she just does, you know, destination wedding plannings as well. So she knew like a lot more about everything else, right? And everything was going fine until the resort sent us back like the official like proposal. They do that like after you get further enough with them, they send you about like an official proposal about like how much everything's gonna cost, how much the guest rates are for the dates that you want. And that was what did it. When I saw because the wedding package itself was affordable, but when I saw the guest rates, I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have my people pay that much money to come out here for our wedding. Like, no, we're not doing that. So that was kind of what did it for me with that place. And that's when I discovered that all-inclusive adult-only places are going to be more expensive to stay at than a regular old family-friendly resort, which is what we have now. So, but our ceremony is still going to be adult-only. Like, I'm sorry, I love kids, but I don't want them in my ceremony. Nobody under 18. Not happening. That's how I found her, and I really love her because after that we kind of just stuck together, and she really helped me to like find the resort that I found that we have now. So that was great. That really worked out. And then, like I said, from there, that's how we set our budget, was basically going through all kind of resorts, like all kind of brochures like this, and just being like, okay, so this is how much the places normally seem to be charging, and this is what realistically we can afford to do, and realistically this is what we're gonna get from, like, you know, setting a realistic budget based off of that. And I have so much more to share with you all. I'm not gonna put it on this episode, but I hope that you I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I really just wanted to go over finding the venue and setting your budget, and there's so much more that I've done since then because I've been on a roll. Episode number 3 will be the engagement photo